You know what I think is lacking today in physical therapy, private practice ownership, or in management, or in executive skill sets or abilities in the small business world, in the small business arena? What's really missing is the art of calm assertiveness. Calm assertiveness is a trait. The skill of communicating with a degree of high confront, being comfortable in your own skin, saying anything that needs to be said when it needs to be said. That's confront. I can say anything to anyone at any time in manners while remaining comfortable at the same time. Why? Because I'm not thinking of the effect. I am not wearing the condition of the person with whom I'm speaking to. Because I own this practice, I run this office, I'm the clinical director. It is my responsibility to be fully committed, fully dedicated, fully educated in a comprehensive manner that I can perform in a consistent way each and every week, each and every month, and how I work with all of my staff. No favors, no specialties, no backdoor deals, no special considerations. Why? Because I have to lead this team forward together. We have to actually succeed together in creating the best patient care experience, getting the best clinical outcomes, to have the greatest impact in our community. And I can only do that if we're a unified front. I can only do that if we all share the same principles, purposes, and ideals. So as an owner and executive, how can you pull that off? Because let me give you some examples of what people have been telling me. Number one, I have a new private practice owner who's about to purchase an office. I was doing a practice assessment with him, and I was going through the staff that is coming with this practice. I got to the front desk coordinator. He couldn't even really give me a title, didn't even really know what her title was. He didn't really know what she thought her title is. But I said, well, then just let's tell me what she does. Authorizations, verifications, scheduling, rescheduling, marking off the schedule when therapists ask for time off. Basically, I said, like a front desk coordinator. Yeah, sure. But, she gets a lot of one-star reviews. Oh, okay. So the patients don't like her. Well, she's kind of rough around the edges and she's really hard to talk to and work with. She kind of just does her own thing. I'm like, you're taking over this practice. Do you like her? I had another owner who said, hey, I had a clinician come up to me and notice that we were running an ad. And in the ad, we have a sign-on bonus of, I think it was $2,000 sign-on bonus. A $2,000 sign-on bonus. The therapist said, hey, I see that you're running an ad with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. I came here 3 years ago. There was no sign-on. I didn't get a sign-on bonus. I think we should all get a sign-on bonus if that's what you're offering the people who are coming in today. The owner was like, okay, Brian, how do I deal with that? I had an owner who said to me, yeah, I have somebody who's been working my front desk. She does all the purchasing. And she uses a Staples card. We buy all of our stuff from Staples because it gets delivered to us, and we get the Staples points, and we rack up the Staples points. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, but I just found out over the last 2 years, she's been cashing in the Staples points and buying her family Christmas presents each year. Okay. All of these owners struggled with what to do next, where to go. And the only reason why that is because they were perceiving, as I pulled the string further, they were perceiving what the effect would be on the person they're talking to when they had to say what they needed to say. So it brought them pause, and it made them reel back. And they ultimately didn't address the situation. They didn't handle it. If you want to be the leader of your practice, if you want to practice in the top 10% of all practices in this nation, then you need to be the captain of your team. You need to have calm assertiveness with the art of great communication in which you can duplicate and be duplicated, and you can listen to others, and you can also be heard. And you have to do that in a manner in which you're comfortable, because you can't be the effect of your staff. So that means you have to have a high degree of confront. You have to be comfortable saying what needs to be said while remaining comfortable in your own skin saying it. Because unless you do those things, you're going to be the effect of all of these three examples. So the first example, I said, you know what? You're going to sit that person down and say, I have a position for you. It's this position. Here it is. Here's the duties, roles, and responsibilities that I have for you. And here's the intended outcomes, the happiness, the products as a result of you doing those duties and responsibilities. I'm going to provide you some personal training and some professional training, because I've been here working with you long enough to know that we've had some one-star reviews. We've had some upsets both with staff and with patients. If you want this job, if you want this position, I'm willing to invest in you as much as only as long as you're willing to invest in yourself to actually obtain this position. And then I'll give you an opportunity for growth to potentially office manager. But you got to tell me here and now, are you willing to commit to investing in yourself to develop better communication skills, better ability to bring about agreement, to be more consistent with your work, and execute in a high degree of abundance so that I can exchange an abundance with you with further opportunities for you to move up the employment ladder? If we have agreement there, then we can get started. And I'm going to put you on an internal program of how to be a great front desk coordinator, how to be a great potential office manager when we get there. But most importantly, I'm going to give you this certification program of how to be a great employee. That was one of the very first programs we created in Mega Academy. It's how to develop people into great team members, great employees, great co-workers, people that aren't redheaded stepchildren running with scissors, people that aren't throwing sand in the sandbox and just thinking about themselves. We have to develop people as people, and so that they're personally growing, and as professionals on post, so their skill development is growing as well. And it creates greater efficiency and productivity in the process, and a better team to play with. Number 2, hey, this employee came to me and said, we're offering sign-on bonuses, and they want to know how they can get a sign-on bonus and why they shouldn't get it. So I say, Sam, it's so great that you brought that up. I'd love to have this conversation with you. At this point in time, post-pandemically in 2023, the climate and the environment has shifted. The challenges of hiring people are different, and the salary structure is currently different. So a sign-on bonus is for this moment in time to procure somebody who's currently working somewhere else to come and see the value in joining our team with a good kickoff so that we can then start this person properly and gelling in well with this team. Funny thing is, you're already on the team. You came in at a time, in a window of time that was conducive to bringing you in. And it's been nothing but a wonderful working relationship ever since you got here. Now, it's not the sign-on bonus that you're upset about or that you're bringing to me that you're concerned with. You're talking about wanting to get more money. Is that the issue? Is that what you're seeking? Let's get to what the real discussion needs to be about. Let's address that issue. Let's address the idea that you would like to achieve more money, because a sign-on bonus to someone who's already here makes no sense. So that's obviously not really the conversation you want to have. Let's have the conversation about you getting greater level of exchange financially. Let's move you to a pay-for-performance model. Therefore, sky's the limit. You can bring in as much as you want as long as you have high efficiency, good production. You're giving an abundance of care with each session, which is production, and you're getting good quality care in accordance with your patients. I will bonus you, and bonus you off of efficiency, productivity, and quality of care. This is what our pay-for-performance model encompasses. And if you're willing to shift over to that, I'm willing to make you a little entrepreneur within my business so that you can accelerate in your level of exchange. I can work it out with you, but I'm not going to compromise on our policies as they state today, as we are operating today. That's not going to happen. That's where you have to have a spine. That's where you have to have high confront, and you have to be able to communicate that in manners, right? The third example, the employee who's been cashing in on the Staples bonus points. I actually had to address this issue because the owner didn't want to address it. He felt she was the best thing since sliced bread working in his practice. We brought her in, sat her down. I said, Karen, it's come to our attention that you've been cashing in the Staples points and buying yourself personal gifts. Is that true? She said, yeah, that's absolutely true. They've all been sitting there, so I thought I'd use them. Do you realize that your name isn't on the Staples card, that is the business card? Those are the business's points, hence Tom, the business owner, those are his points? Oh, well, I didn't think of it like that. I mean, she was completely innocent on it, like had no mental thought on it at all. I'm like, seriously? You didn't see this as you stealing money from the practice? Oh, heavens, no, I would never do that. I just thought the points might expire and I thought I should use them. She didn't think to bring that to Tom's attention? No, I didn't, because I thought if he wanted to use them, he would use them. I was so taken back because I was ready to fire this person for criminal behavior, but it became known to me through the investigation and the interview that she was completely oblivious to the idea that she had done any wrongdoing at all. So we simply said, you know what, that's going to stop today. And we're just going to ignore that this all had happened, but we're going to have a write-up. We're going to put it in your file. We are going to point out to you that it is stealing money, it is embezzlement from the practice, but we're not choosing to act on it because apparently you never ever perceived it as such. It seems to me that this was an innocent negligence, and sometimes people have to be given a break. And we really don't want to throw you in the ditch when you didn't really think you were actually operating in the ditch. So we just want to make this go right. And she thanked us and she was appreciative. And I believe she's still in that practice today. The weirdest thing, right? But sometimes these things happen. So as a practice owner, you have to have a heart, you have to have a soul, you have to investigate, and you have to address things, but from a position of doing the greatest good for the greatest number of people across all of the situations, all the dynamics that are going on in your practice, all the things that are going on in that person's life and your life, without being the effect in the process. So I hope this is helpful. I hope these examples help you to see that through good training, good skill development, you can gain ground on the art of communication, and you can have high confront, and you can be respected, and you can be followed. People just want to follow you into the journey of this practice, into its development, its expansion, its scalability, because you know what you're doing and you know what's important to you and how to hold people accountable and how to hold manners in. And you don't tolerate out ethics behavior, and you don't tolerate compromise on ethics, morals, and integrity. You're not willing to do that. That will build you the greatest company culture you could ever create. That skill and that skill alone. Hope this was helpful. I wish you all the best. Stay tuned. Please like and subscribe, and I'll give you more healthy tips on how to lead your practice as a great executive leader with high personal integrity.